Hi, I need to build a rear extension, single story, to the rear of a 2 up 2 down property. Assume this then is the existing L-shaped rear. Here's the boundary to one side, here's the boundary to the other. My extension is going to come out to about here, across the back, and then down the boundary line. I'm going to make this a party wall. And I want to put a box gutter down here then for both this roof and this roof to come into. This one will be built later. Down here, the neighbour actually has a shed, a lean-to shed that comes to that point. And I want the edge of the gutter to come down the boundary. So I'm kind of assuming the gutter shape at this side will be sort of like that. I don't know whether this is flexible or if I need to be definite on that. So there's an upstand which I guess would be black. Then what I need to do is come across the rear, of course, and just about here, inside my property here, is going to be the soakaway outlet. So all the water that comes off of this roof goes here. Now, what I haven't told you is that this is a hipped end and it's a shallow pitch. In terms of dimensions, assume this to be about 3.5 metres, the width to be about 5 metres, and down this wall here to be about 6 metres. Now, this wall here is going to be a 215 solid wall. And so I kind of envisage putting a plate on there maybe, and then bird's mouthing 6x2 timbers onto it to give me an upstand there. And then I'd obviously come up behind there with my felt over and my batten on, and then my tile in, I guess. That's kind of how I assume it's being. Now this wall, this extension on this side is not going to get built yet, so I'm kind of thinking that I'd put that up there like that for now, maybe make it high, and I can cut it off later. But obviously then I would just perhaps have a profile that dresses over that to deal with that detail there, and I guess I'd silicone that, and then I'm going to render this wall, so if it had a little something there, I can deal with that later myself perhaps. The idea here is that later I'd cut this off and maybe dress some lead up in there to create the other side of the box gutter. The questions I have is, what are the minimum dimensions in this area here, width and height wise? Can I get that shape for now? And will I be able to cut that off? What do I do at this junction here at the corner and this junction here? So this is box gutter, boundary box gutter, this is boundary box gutter, and this is rear facing, so it needs to be looking okay. It doesn't need to be, I mean, it will be okay if it's the same shape as that and black. I guess it won't look too odd, but I don't know anything about box gutters. So would you help me and tell me what you need to know and what I can draw for you? And then also what sort of time frames, obviously, because I haven't built this yet, and I'm going to try and get the pitch to work. But obviously I don't know the angles here and the depth here, and if I know what the minimums are, I'll try and build that in. Okay, I hope that helps, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.